Okay, let's start with Advent of Code 2022, Day 1. The calorie counting. Santa's reindeer typically eat regular reindeer food, but they need a lot of magical energy to deliver presents on Christmas. For that, their favorite snack is a special type of star fruit that only grows deep in the jungle. The elves have brought you on their annual expedition to the grove where the fruit grows. To supply enough magical energy, the expedition needs to retrieve a minimum of 50 stars by December 25th. Although the elves assure you that the grove has plenty of fruit, you decide to grab any fruit you see along the way just in case. Collect stars by solving puzzles. Two puzzles will be made available on each day in the Advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants 1 star. Good luck. Okay, that is the intro. What Advent of Code is. The jungle must be too overgrown and difficult to navigate in vehicles or access from the air. The elves' expedition traditionally goes on foot. As your boats approach land, the elves begin taking inventory of their supplies. One important consideration is food. In particular, the number of calories each elf is carrying, your puzzle input. The elves take turns writing down the number of calories contained by the various meals, snacks, rations, etc., that they have bought with them, 1 item per line. Each elf separates their own inventory from the previous elf's inventory, if any, by a blank line. For example, suppose the elves finish writing their items as calories and end up with the following list. This list represents the calories of the food carried by the first 5 elves. Yeah, with 4 gaps. The first elf is carrying a total of 6,000. Okay, you just sum them up. In case the elves get hungry and need extra snacks, they need to know which elf to ask. They'd like to know how many calories are being carried by the elf carrying the most calories. In the example above, that is 24,000. So, what is the maximum out of all the sums? Find the elf carrying the most calories. How many total calories is that elf carrying? Okay, so first let's begin with this. I think having an input and output. Okay, let me just set everything up first. So we will let's practice C++. Save this as a Advent of Code 2022 Day 1. Instead of having like a test case, let's have an input file. So what does this do? New file. Whoops. Let's go to input. .in. That should be fine. And the output we can read off CPH judge, because it should usually be one number. Now, how do we read? It's been a minute. C++. Oh, I searched it up before. What is it? Keep on reading line. Okay. Okay, so this is the so this is a basic process. Okay, I go CPG. Oh, I don't want. First, let me just do CPG here. Get the template for CodeJam. I had to make a few changes here. I mean, for now, let's paste the code and let's also copy and paste this. So the answer here should be 24,000. So then, let's make it a .txt. What am I doing? Rename .txt. Cool. And just see if it works as expected. So there's no, so we can just straight away, so there's no need for any of this, and we can just straight away just solve. So I'll have a new test case with no input and see what it outputs. This ain't good. So we start by solving, and then we get our given file, input.txt. Copy the path, and let's paste that here instead. Now let's try. Oh. Oh, is it this? Yeah, maybe this actually. And then we do this one as well. Now let's run this. Okay, there we go. Alright, just specify where we're getting it from. Okay, that is as expected. Let's print out if this equals no. Oh, let's print as dot size. So it should be 4440. Good. Okay. And the last. So to be safe, let's just put another enter here. So now when we run this, the last line should be 0 as well. Okay, there we go. Last line 0. So what we can say is we can just, I think an integer should be fine here. So in the current sum is equivalent to 0. So the string dot size. So string dot size is 0. And then we'll have the current sum and the current answer. Then do I have a max? I remember having a max. Yeah, Cmax. Cmax answer with the current sum, and then we set sum as 0. Yeah, so what we can do is if we reach 0, it's a new line, so we just sum up everything we have before the previous 0. And then we set sum to 0. And then what we have to do is we need to convert. Otherwise, we need to convert. Why is this not? I don't know why that was wrong. Okay. Otherwise, what we can do is we can say then the current number is equivalent to string to int the current string, and then sum plus equal the current number. And then at the very end, we can just see out the answer, which should only be one number. 2100, perfect. So now we can get our puzzle input. And we can put it in our input file. And we can run this. 71124. Hopefully it's right. Oh, wait. I need to go to the bottom and do. And now let's see if that's still the case. 71124. Is this correct? Okay, that's the right answer. Continue to part 2. By the time you calculate the answer to the elf's question, they've already realized that the elf carrying the most calories of food might eventually run out of snacks. To avoid this unacceptable situation, the elves would like to instead know the total calories carried by the top 3 elves carrying the most calories. That way, even if one of the elves run out of snacks, they still have 2 backups. In the example above, the top 3 elves are the fourth elf with 24,000, third elf with 11,000, and the fifth elf with 10,000. And the sum of the calories by these elves is 45,000. How many calories are... Okay, so just the sum of the top 3 calories carried by the elves. So let's do another test with this. And so now instead of just having an answer, we don't want to have a vector int called calories. And instead of fcmaxing it, we can just say calories dot push back the current sum, and that should be enough. And then we can just sort the vector called calories, but we want us into all r. So all r is to sort it in descending order instead of ascending, and we just want to sum the top 3. So then we just want to see out calories 0 plus calories 1 plus calories 2, and that should be our answer. So this one should be 45,000. Good. Now we can take... Oh, it hasn't changed. Okay. Let's run this. 204,000. Let's see if it's right. Okay, perfect. That is day 1 of Advent of Calendar.